In the name of God, the most gracious, the most merciful, Iran has betrayed Lebanon. This is not included in the ceasefire agreement between America and Israel. Iran did not even stipulate that Israel must withdraw from occupied Lebanese territories. Iran used Hezbollah, the party of Satan, in Lebanon merely as cannon fodder. In the end, these people lost their homes and they lost their villages. Despite that, Iran betrayed them and let them down, even though they entered the fray in sacrifice, but their possessions, their lives, and everything for the sake of Iran. So they lost both this world and the hereafter. Where can they go? They are those who insulted the honor of the Prophet and the honor of the Prophet. Let us start with Benjamin Netanyahu, the Israeli Prime Minister. He said that the ceasefire with Iran will not include Lebanon, meaning the war will continue. American President Trump, Lebanon is outside the ceasefire agreement MO, and Iran knows it. Trump says that Iran betrayed Lebanon. U.S. President Trump confirmed that Lebanon is not part of the recent ceasefire agreement between Washington and Tehran. And the American network PBS quoted Trump as saying, because of Hezbollah, Lebanon was not included in the ceasefire agreement. And this matter will also be addressed. It is okay. Meaning he said, yes, there is no problem. We will include Lebanon. But you must wait now. Trump confirmed that Iran knows Lebanon is outside the ceasefire agreement. Well, Iran says no, Lebanon is in the ceasefire. Let us all watch a move Trump made. And here's the statement that Trump published yesterday. Is Trump honest or a liar? Is Iran honest or a liar? Trump published an official statement from Iran yesterday on his Truth Social account. The statement is dated Tehran, April 7, 2026, and it is signed by Abbas Araghchi, the foreign minister of Iran. And Abbas Araghchi wrote just 2 lines, so when you read the entire statement, there is no mention of the word Lebanon at all. And here is the translation for you. What did he say in his statement? This is the statement of Iran's foreign minister. This is the official Iranian government statement. Abbas Araghchi says, if the attacks against Iran stop, our forces against Iran only, not in Lebanon. There, Lebanon is not present. If the attacks against Iran stop, our strong Iranian armed forces will stop their operations. Defensive. And for a period of 2 weeks, there will be safe or open passage for ships through the Strait of Hormuz. Signed, Abbas Araghchi, foreign minister of Iran. Where is Lebanon? It is not there. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the official government statement. So should we believe Trump or believe Araghchi? Trump, clearly. And I asked yesterday, why did Trump take this statement from Iran's foreign minister and publish it? He should have had his Secretary of State or Secretary of Defense announce the ceasefire. But it turned out that Trump has a skill. It turned out that Trump had set a trap for Iran. Iran issued a statement, Araghchi. Of course, Araghchi sent this statement to Trump, and Trump said, okay, we agree. Go ahead and release it. These statements are usually made by mutual understanding between countries. It is not meant to belittle Iran, by the way. I am completely against Iran, but this is just normal. We are reaching a ceasefire and so on. The parties must agree on the statements that will be issued. Write it, Araghchi, and publish it, Araghchi. Araghchi published it. Where's the word Lebanon? It's not there. Trump took his statement. He said, folks, this is Araghchi's statement, our enemy right there, that Iran has one condition. That if America stops attacking Iran, then we are done. Iran is out. Where is Lebanon? There is no Lebanon. This is Iran's betrayal of Lebanon officially, stated by its foreign minister. Today, Iran comes out saying, no, they tricked us. Tricked you where exactly? You are the one who tricked and betrayed Lebanon, which entered a war for your sake, and in the end, you abandoned them. Now let's look at something even worse, ladies and gentlemen. Look here at this map. What does Israel want to? Israel wants to say, I must occupy southern Lebanon up to the Litani River. This area was liberated 25 years ago, but Israel says, no, I must regain control of it. Indeed, the Israeli army entered. And this area is 30 kilometers deep. Israel has occupied these areas. Look, ladies and gentlemen, all of this in red is what Israel occupied. Israel occupied it 2 years ago. And Israel began to expand and escalate upwards. Netanyahu says, we have not completed our goals. Why? Because they want to go up to the Litani River. Israel wants to reach this area. So we understand that Israel will not stop the war unless it reaches the Litani River. Assuming Israel stops the war now, even without reaching the Litani River. I mean, even if they stop the war after a day, 2, a week, what is the fate of these lands? Note that all these villages in red, Israel occupied them 2 years ago. After the Gaza war ended? Yes, remember when Hassan Nasrallah had the Battle of the Pole and the ladder talk and such, and talk of that kind? And the Gaza war stopped. So Israel proceeded to occupy these Lebanese villages, which were under the control of Hezbollah, or the Party of C. All right, what happened here? It happened that U.S. President Trump sent someone, that lady, the envoy of his, and she made a ceasefire agreement. This agreement 2 years ago included that Israel must withdraw behind the international borders. Israel has not yet withdrawn behind the international borders, and it did not implement this clause. Did Iran ask in its negotiations, oh, America, make Israel withdraw from the lands it occupied? No, folks, these villages were originally Sunni Muslim villages. Then, when the war happened, Hezbollah came and told the Sunni Muslims, get out. Or, the war happened, so the Sunni Muslims were displaced. When they were displaced and left. This was the 2006 Lebanon war. The Hezbollah militias moved in. The war ended. The Sunni Muslims came to return to their homes. They told them, no, there are military necessities. Now, these villages were under the control of Hezbollah and its militias, and Hezbollah, for the sake of Iran and for Iran's eyes, lost them. And Shiites in Lebanon lost their properties, and they lost their children, and they lost this and that. Did Iran negotiate, or did they say one word to America? Did they say one word to America about wanting this land back, or returning to the pre-war situation? Nothing. Not a thing. Absolutely nothing. It's not on their minds whatsoever. You discover that Iran doesn't even think about these people. I mean, by the way, Iran looks at Arab Shiites with contempt. Iran reads anyone who says, I am an Arab Shiite, and the Iranian mullahs despise you. They say, I am Persian. This shows us the situation, folks, that Iran is in it for itself. Even if a ceasefire happens, Iran will not withdraw. Dr. Abdul Qadir Sana, university professor in Turkey, says the missing thing from the text of the agreement Iran presented to America is that Iran forgot to mention Gaza. Where is Gaza? Where is Jerusalem? Lebanon is included, though it turned out Lebanon wasn't included. But Iran said yesterday that Lebanon is included, and Yemen is implicitly included. It seems it's not included, but Gaza certainly isn't. The goal of this war was not to destroy Iran, but to weaken it. That is, Iran remains. But it is weakened. Yair Lapid, leader of the Israeli opposition, says Israel wasn't even near the table when decisions regarding our core national security were made, meaning America did not involve Israel in the negotiations in Islamabad regarding ending the war. And this is correct. Lapid also said Netanyahu turned us into a client state that receives instructions over the phone on issues concerning our national security. Don't you notice something strange? America meets with Iran and conducts negotiations in Israel's absence. So is Israel more important to America or Iran? We discover that Iran is a spoiled child sitting on America's lap, to the point that Netanyahu, the Israeli prime minister, said before killing Khamenei, the Iranian supreme leader, that he spent 20 years trying to convince America to let him kill Khamenei, and they refused. Bashar al-Assad remained under American protection for 20 years, and stayed in power in Iran for 20 years. Thanks to America's decision until President Trump came to power, and Trump is loyal to America. He doesn't work for the deep state. So Netanyahu went to him and said, kill Khamenei. He said no. And he came out and said this. He said, folks, I've been trying to convince the Israeli army, and they refuse to kill Khamenei. I try to convince Europe or America, and they refuse. Of course, in the end, Netanyahu succeeded in getting the green light from Trump to kill Ali Khamenei. But how long did that take? 20 years. And even despite that, the deep state reacted. They told Trump, stop the war. And when Trump gave the deadline, 85 congressmen drafted a petition to impeach Trump because of Iran. America's at war with Iran. As an American, you are supposed to stand with your country, America. No, they stood with the enemy country, Iran. Even though Iran says our goal is to destroy America and all that big talk, folks. You are a person whose state is at war. It is not the time for disagreement with Trump. I mean, this is no arena for political disagreement. A foreign country, that's it. This is like the pre-Islamic Arab poet who said, I am but from a tribe. If they go astray, I go astray. I go astray. But that doesn't exist here. We are discovering that between Iran and Israel, Iran is America's favorite. In fact, America makes many deals with Iran without consulting Israel. And this is the bitter truth they hide from us. Regardless, there is a 2-week truce period. After these 2 weeks, we will see what happens. In any case, we are heading into World War III. World War III will turn everything completely upside down. May God protect those of us who are still alive. I hope, viewers, that the picture has become clearer. Please subscribe to the channel by clicking this button. Until next time, peace be upon you and the mercy and blessings of God.